Todd, what is going on in the market these days?
Well, thanks, Mike, and thanks, everybody, for joining us today. Today, we're going over the Greater Phoenix Metropolitan Market statistics for the week ending August 1st. That's this week and the week prior. Let's take a look at what's going on. 35 days closed on market, a month supply of over 3. We have an absorption rate at 33.14. Our average list price has come way down to $709,208. Our average sale price is at $547, and our list price to sale price retention, under 100, way under 100. That's so nice. Active inventory is continually creeping up. Good sign, 18,600 as of this morning. Pending is sitting at 3490, and closed units at 6164. Now, we are at the 1st of August. This is not a July month end number. It'll take a few days to wash those numbers to make sure that we're reporting the accurate numbers for you. New listings taken this past week were 2,278. That's well under 24, so not as good of a sign from that perspective. Closed market is sitting at 35 days on market. Looking at the different price ranges, under 500,000 is representing 49.92. That's creeping up. Looking at our $500 to $1 million category at 38.8%. And finally, our $1 million category at 11.3%. Now, again, you can look at any of these categories for if you're working with buyers, so what price range are they in? This gives you a very quick way to look and say, oh, well, somebody's in a 400 to 500 price range. There's only 5,200 houses out there. They're averaging 39 days on market, and they represent about 25% of the market. So you could look at it that quickly and have that conversation with your client, or a seller for that matter. Lets them kind of realize what their competition is. So looking at the spreadsheet, which makes all of us an expert, we look right in the very, very middle. We see 2019 SW. That is the same week in 2019, also identified by a goldenrod color. To the left of that, in salmon, we have a 2021 same week. So what happened in 2021 during the same week? And then to the left, we have 2 of the white columns, August 1st and then last week. So taking a look at this, why is it a red ticker? Well, because last week we did 2,523 new listings the week before. And last week we only did 2,276. Where are we? What does that look like? Well, it's still a pretty good number. As you can see way over to the left, the rule of thumb is about 2,400 plus is what we're looking for. So we are still in a green tick because of the fact that if you slide your eyes to the right of the white numbers into the last year, we only took 2,176. So we were basically 100 units stronger this week than we were last year. And of course, the best year we ever had up until 2020 was 2019, and that year we had 1,701. So again, 570 units more, than that particular. So these are good, strong numbers. Is the representation that I'd like you to walk away with, even though you see the red ticker in there, just means it went down. Taking a look at inventory itself, 18.6 this week, 18,182. 7,704 units last year. So we are basically, again, almost 3 times more inventory than we had last year, same period. And here's, I think, the shining star information is looking back to 2019. We only had 14,230 properties available, and we've got 4,500 or 400 more properties available. So inventory, which isn't our problem today, is looking good. Coming soon represents about 700 of those, and that's down just a little bit. In fact, the only place in which it went down, looking at single family detached went up. We have new homes went up, came down actually just a little bit. So that should have been a red ticker. Non-distressed properties, 18,500 properties. That's a super amount of properties for you to be able to have your clients pick from. So what's the not so silver lining part of this conversation today? And it has been for the last 2.5, 3 months, has been the fact that we just don't have the numbers of buyers in the marketplace right now because of all the sensationalism, the interest rates going up, the doom and gloom, and so as a result, we have to be smart, we have to be sharp, we have to know the market, we have to be professional, and we have to tell them the truth. Now, the truth may not set them free. The truth may be one of those situations which further tells them that today's not the right market for them. But at the other hand, I think that the percentage of people that are out there are just hearing the news and they're misinformed based on what's going on in Arizona. Sure, it's tough for the homeowners. Even in Arizona, it's tough for people incomes and seeing the costs of services and gas and everything go up. I get that. But when you look at perspective and timing the market, and how should your business, your real estate business, react to what's going on, don't get caught up in the doom and gloom. Talk about the numbers, because the numbers really will be a number in which the consumer can rely on. So 3,490 this past week, 3,680 were last week. We had 5,200 average people in the marketplace a year ago. And again, 5,500, not much more before that. We have seen, just to make sure everybody's aware, slide your eyes to the right into the blue columns, and you'll see that basically June of 2021, there were 9,000 people. So we have 35% or 33% of the people engaging day-to-day in real estate today, which is helping our inventory recover. It's balancing the market. It's that equilibrium we were looking for. Might be a little too much equilibrium. I mean, really, to be closer to 5,000. We get another 1,500 people in the marketplace, you guys would all be sweet and happy. Looking at the closed inventory for the month, 6,164. Last year we did 9,142. So we are 30% off in volume this past month. Slide your eyes way over to the blue columns again. We were 20% off last month. We were 8.4 or 9.4. It's a little far away, Mike. I get it. As far as percentages off. So, certainly volume is down from that perspective. We do have that 3.02 month supply, which slipped just a little bit. Last year, we were under 1%. 3 years ago, we were over 1.5%, which means we still have plenty. And remember, our desirable market is somewhere between 2.75 and 3.25 months supply. That's really what we're looking for to keep the market brisk. Average sale prices are at 547. They were at 560 or 580 again, a little far away. But here's the thing, remember that average sales price is the average sales price of the properties that have closed within a particular period. So it's not what's happening for the average home appreciation or depreciation. So again, what we're looking for, or what we're anticipating by Lawrence Yun and Ted Jones and a lot of other market analysts, is that we're supposed to be about 8% appreciation this year, 4% next year. By the way, 4% is common for Arizona. Over 37 years of historical data for Arizona, we've averaged about a 4 to 4.5% appreciation per year. And we were always, as Michael remember, when Mike was he's back to doing tons of investment properties again and communicating with people, that's a strong, 4% is a strong number for appreciation. And the last piece I just like to talk about is that 98.32 list price to sale price retention. What that basically means is, what's going on negotiation wise, wherever the property was at the time the contract was accepted, what was the difference between the list price at that time and the contract sales price? And historically, it's been 97.8%. So that is considered our equilibrium so far in our marketplace. Could it be changing? It could be. But what's happening right now is when it's over 100, it means the sellers are asking for a lot of money and they're getting even more than that. In this particular case, seeing it under 100% is telling us that the market, again, is stabilizing, equilibrium's happening, and don't be offended. So I just want to end with this particular piece right here. Of all the properties that are pending, what's the sweet spot? So if you had to look at the market today and say, what are the portions of the market that are really driving our business and represent the largest portions of our market, and that would be in the magenta color or the purple color around there. So it's basically the 250 market all the way up to the 650, 700 market. And everybody goes, yeah, well, that's pretty much everything. But no, it's not. But again, this is just the sweet spot. And in the center, you see the number of listings. These are the number of properties that are in escrow at the particular moment today. I just pulled these numbers this morning. So the sweet spot basically is between 300 and 550. You'll see that 350 to 500 is really where the majority of the market is. So you've got 12.6% of the market in the 350 to 400,000 range. You got 12.3% in the 4. So if you're trying to focus on a market and you're focusing on a 200 to 250 market, yeah, you're basically having to work 3 or 4 times as hard as the person that's focusing on the markets that are moving. It isn't about the dollar range, the price range per se. It's about what portion of the market is moving and how quickly is it moving. And you want to focus on those portions of the market that are moving. So that's my story today. Take a look at those numbers and let me know if you have any questions. Just email me at the office. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it, Todd. And for everybody viewing this, you've got 5 seconds to read this screen.
Typical.
All right, done.
If I could have got Michael to read it really fast, I would have.